Hey there, Dean from Lightcore. Quick video to take you through how to go about installing the lure pendant. So this one here we've made custom for the Normanby restaurant upgrade. So we've got the track installed here. I'll take you through that shortly. Now the way we've supplied this to you is in individual packages, and on the packaging you can see we've marked the zone and the legend, the pendant drop and cable length, and all of that information is also found here on your plans, right? And all of this will also be marked out in the boxes that you receive. So when it comes to actually installing the pendants themselves, you've only got this very small base. So in each pendant box, you've got a special screwdriver. Now, once these pendants have been put into position, there's two screw points here. So once they're in position, you turn that like so. So turn it like so, and these here stick out a little bit, and then that's going to stop them from being able to be pulled out of the ceiling. All right. Now behind me, we've already started just doing a bit of a mock install. So this is kind of what we're doing. We've just got hundreds and hundreds of these, and they're following this archway installation. And in terms of putting these into place, these are going to be spaced around 300 mil apart or so. And all that happens is it just clicks straight in, like so. Right. So this gets clicked in, and then once everyone's happy with the location, it's just moving that like so. Tightening that, and now it's permanent. It's stuck in there. It can't be pulled out. Unlike this one here, which I haven't tightened, I can just pull it straight out like that. All right, so now I'm going to take you through some do's and don'ts when installing this type of profile. Okay, so this is our 5mm 24 volt track lighting system. So these lengths here, this is how we're supplying it into the project. This is a standard 2-meter length. Now you'll see here, we've got the profile comes with a black diffuser along it. This is for filling in after the light fixtures have been installed, so you can't see this recess detail, but it's not necessary for what we're doing in terms of hanging hundreds and hundreds of pendants. We don't need to worry about this. It's going to consume a lot of time and probably not give us much benefit because we'll be having a pendant pretty much every 300 mil. Right. Now we've also pre-drilled the holes for you already in the profile. Right. So if you just zoom in on that, zoom in on the hole. Nice hole, beautiful hole. Right. Let's come out. So there's 5 holes per 2-meter length. Now, the reason why we pre-drilled the holes is if you look at the cross-section of the profile here, you've got 2 copper strips running along the bottom, right? Now, if there's any screws or metal shavings or anything touching these your two copper rungs, it'll short out your lighting circuits. So to reduce the risk of that happening, we pre-drilled the holes. We are supplying you special screws. So they're very small, so you're going to need to use small screw heads. Right. And these here, this is how they come. So the screws that we're supplying you go nicely into your hole, like so. And happy days. So screw them into place, and it's going to be completely flush. It's not going to interfere at all with your connections or with our pendants. We're only using these screws for the job. So for each run that we have, you have end caps that go on the ends. Right? Now, in terms of connecting everything, per zone, we will have basically one main feed. But if you need more main feeds, that's fine. But really, you should be able to just use one main feed and then daisy chain the track lengths. So this here is your main feed, right? That has a standard 500mm cable tail on it. We've just put a plug on here just to show you. But if you come around here, I'll show you what I mean. So this whole section here, right? This whole showroom setup, it's all running off this one feed here, right? So all you need to do to connect your power is insert this basically anywhere into the track, right? And it's done. Have to just have a feed at the end of the track, like with normal track lights, right? You can position this feed pretty much anywhere you want. So if you find out that when you're running our tracks here, the best place to have your feed is like in the middle somewhere, then you can do that. So I'll just show you right now. So this in this showroom area here, right? So this is the same feed. If I click this up here, everything is still going to work, right? So if you're installing and you're like, oh shit, there's no good place to have a feed at the end, nothing's lining up properly, don't stress, because you can just put your feed anywhere you want and everything's going to work. And again, just like the pendants, you lock them into place using the special screwdriver. So you click in, you always install with the screw side up, right? Don't install it with the flat side up, otherwise it's not going to work. So you always install screw side up and then just push down into place like so and lock it in. Twist, twist, like that. And now that's fixed, okay? And if you want to remove it, just twist and twist so it's lining straight ways, and then pull it out. So, feed, done. Now, all right, for demonstrating joining tracks up against each other, I've got two 1 meter sections here, right? So, there are going to be sections where you need to go and do a flush join. All you need to do is be installing things in line, and that is what this is for, right? This is your inline joiner. And just like with your straight feed, you install it, screw side up, and bang, it's done. And then all you do is lock it in. But now that is fixed, right? So that's all you have to do when it comes to joining two sections flush against each other. Now there are going to be some sections where the track might not be flush. For example, where you need to install track going across the tops of your air conditioner vents, right? Now to do that, what you do is you want to cut your track section to be the size of your air conditioner vent, and then you use this joiner here, right? So this is a double-ended joiner. It's got a 500mm cable in between it, and all you do there, so just click this in, and then you click in your other one here, lock them all into place, and then that there, you can just tuck your, in this scenario, in this air conditioning vent scenario, now you've got your join done, right? And then you can just tuck this feed up into the aircon unit, or you can, cable tie it to the aircon unit, whatever you want to do, right? We're going to be installing these track sections about 300 apart from each other, right? So this is an example here. Now this here, it's got the 500mm tail. So all you're doing is you've got your main feed, right? So we've got all of our individual sections installed. We've got our main feed, and then we're just clicking this guy here into place like so. And that's it. Now, to reduce the excess in the cable, you can pull it through like this, right? And the cable can just sit inside the track, and it's, so you just pull that through, pull through, right? Click it in like that, let's say, and then that makes that a bit tighter. And to tidy things up, that's where you can just cut a section of your diffuser shorter, and then you can just install your diffuser like so, cut it off, and that's how you can hide your cable section, right? So that's how we're basically doing all these lengths, but just off 1 or 2 feeds, is you're just daisy chaining them, right? So this is our floor plan here, right? So all the pendants have been individually labeled according to the zone and the legend, and it even has the pendant drop and the cable length. So on here, if I want to find Z2P5, that's zone 2 pendant 5. So down here, zone 2 pendant 5, and it's here. Zone 2 pendant 5. So that's where you're going to be using your zone 2 pendant 5 fittings, and so on. So when it comes, once all the track is installed and everything like that, and it comes time for us to just be clicking in pendants, it's really important that we're following the label and the plans. So this is the elevation view. So just giving you a bit of background. So each pendant has been custom made, so we can achieve these nice arc finishes. But as you can see, each archway is kind of different, especially this one, right? So again, very, very important that you follow the plan and follow the labeling on the pendants. The track doesn't matter so much. It's all the same track. So as long as we're doing it to the right measurements, happy days, but the pendants need to be in the correct location. In terms of packaging, so the way we supply things, so we've stuck the layout here, and you can see here we've circled that zone. So in this box are the pendants for that zone. Working with this type of track, you want to have 1 feed per 20 meters of track. Now, for each of our zones, we actually fall below that 20 meter threshold. However, it is good practice to try and have 2 feeds just for voltage drop and stuff. So if we can do it, great. If we can't, then that's also okay. Now, the way we expect the wiring and power supply to happen is basically like this zone, and this zone. You can utilize the main power that's existing to your pendants, and let's say, you know, here and here or whatever, and do the whole section of just 2 transformers. All right, so we'll give you 2 300 watt transformers to do this whole section. But if you want to use, say, a transformer per zone instead, just let us know, and that's how we'll supply it to you. Same goes for these other areas here. So even though you've got different sections, so you've got, you know, this section and this section, this one. The goal is to use 1 transformer for this area and 1 transformer for this area. All right, so we'll give you another 300 watt transformer to do that, and a 300 watt transformer to do that. I know what you're thinking, pretty cool TV, right? In terms of the profile lengths, try and use as many full profiles as you want, and we want to go a little bit longer rather than a little bit shorter. So where we've done initial like length spacings for the pendants, we've got 1885. So for these sections here, make them 2000 mil. So you just use the full length pendants. You don't need to profiles. So just use the full length profiles. You don't need to do any cutting or any drilling. You're just screwing into place. Over here, for these longer sections, round them up to 2500. That way we've got a little bit more room to play with our pendant positioning, right? So a couple of other notable mentions. Down here in section 9 zone 2, let's just make that bigger. Right, that's about as good as it's going to get. So you've got a bulkhead like this, right? There's like a TV and stuff on this wall. Now the pendants are to continue through onto that bulkhead, right? Right, so that pretty much covers everything. Obviously, we're going to come out on site to see you. We've over-ordered on all the product, so if you do end up needing extra track or extra fittings, then don't worry, we have them here. And that's basically it. I hope this video has been really helpful. You're more than welcome to come by the way. If you ever want to play on our TV and mark up plans and stuff like that, you're more than welcome. That's what it's here for. Otherwise, looking forward to an awesome first project together, and more to come. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.